Hi, it's the Disgruntled Monkey, and this is another episode of Get Ranty. Today I'm going to be talking to you about web negativity. Web negativity, what kind of thoughts do you have when you think about web negativity? Most people may think of trolling. Now, while yes, trolling can actually be a negative thing, people basically griefing other people just to kind of have a laugh. This sort of behavior has been around for a while. You know, candid camera, great example of people just pulling these massive pranks. April Fool's Day, come on. Hell, let's go jesters who, you know, had to be funny for the king, and I'm pretty sure that a few of them might have been trolls making fun of people for the king's amusement, and there's not a lot those people could have done because that would have probably pissed off the king. Now, when I say net negativity though, it can come in many different forms, and it's the general emotional feeling that you get from a lot of posts, forum comments and everything. Now, if you at all have dipped your toes into game culture, you'll have come across this kind of negativity. Nothing is ever good for people. Either they're not given what they want, or they want more of what they want. And it's beginning to drag not just, you know, a lot of very viable discussion through the dirt, but I mean, it's starting to have its effect on me where I get negative. Now, I haven't had the personal attacks or anything like that that a lot of people who go on YouTube or have blogs get. I'm not big enough. And, you know, some of the bigger people on YouTube, you know, you take your Total Biscuits, your Jim Sterlings, you can, you know, they probably get trolled or lots of negative comments all the time. But at the same time, the way they look at it is that, well, if people are actually taking the time to troll me or be negative, that is still someone who is watching my shows. If they're going to watch all 15 shows and put a comment at the bottom, that's fine, they're getting money for it. But there just seems to be this general negativity that is, I think, a problem. A good example is that with the, recently, in wrestling news, Daniel Bryan actually was not in the Royal Rumble at all, and this caused a lot of wrestling fans to be upset. Many thought that he would actually win the Rumble. Now, the fact that he wasn't there, wasn't even in the match, yeah, I think he could be disappointed. I think that you can actually be angry about it and voice your concerns. That's fine. But there is always a limit, and, you know, considering some of the reactions people had on forums, the comments that were made on WWE boards, you know, people basically trying to flood this negativity is a bad thing. But on the flip side, then people who are trying to, well, it seems that they're coming across as, I'm going to have the opposite viewpoint just to be contrarian, I got that word out in the end, is also a negative thing, because they're also saying, basically being very negative towards the people complaining. Shut up! No one wants to hear you. God, there's so many more important things in the world. Well, no, look, for that person, that is an important thing. And just to slap them down and say, you're nothing, well, I'm sorry. And let's be fair. Even in the countries that have, you know, bad politicians, bad economies, have food that is scarce, the problems that they have are also on top of the little problems that everyone has. You know, you actually, if you look at the breakdown of who views things, we'll take wrestling. There are a lot of people in across the world who watch wrestling, and to top it off, they are from countries that have these mammoth problems, and there will be people in those countries who have the exact same problem as the people who are in the, you know, the better developed countries. This comes down to that whole first world, third world problem meme that, you know, ages back. If someone has a problem, don't just dismiss it as, oh, it's not as important as this person's, fight for food, because you know what? The person fighting for food could also be pissed off that Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Royal Rumble. So that's a negativity that just doesn't work. But at the same time, the people who are complaining have got to learn to kind of tone down, try and think about it a little bit. Don't just hit the internet with all this negativity. The other thing is, just in general, the negativity of the web is an amazing thing. The sheer volume of negative comments that can just tear a discussion down to pieces. If you step, as I said, into game culture, you have a lot of discussion about female roles in games at the moment. And I think that a lot of people from different sides have a lot of valid points. But the negativity that yet comes into it often destroys discussions. It destroys reasonable conversation. And you know what? That's a sad thing. And it's not just a gaming thing. Movies, it comes across, like you go into political discussions with people. Facebook is a hive of scum and villainy. Forums, there's even been, heated arguments in forums that my wife has visited about how to help in raising the baby and all that. Seeming that we have a child, she does research on the net. She wants to be prepared for when we have the child. And it's weird that this web negativity affects that space as well. And it's very much why I started this blog. It is okay to be a critic and criticize things. It is okay to review something and say it sucks. It's okay to have a negative viewpoint. But there is a certain force of negativity that you must avoid. Be constructive in your criticisms. Maybe be angry, but if someone has a dissenting viewpoint, don't tell them that they're a moron and actually try and have a discussion about it. Positivity needs to be kind of pushed more in the web. People with good ideas need to be listened to. People with bad ideas need to be listened to rationally instead of just yelled down, because it makes the entire space of the internet a very hard place to work, to live, and to relax in. I think that if people take a few steps just to bring a bit more positivity, then all the trolling that happens won't be as great. It's really hard to put a finger on this kind of topic, because it is emotions, and emotions are a very hard thing to grasp sometimes. So I guess what I'm saying is, when it comes to the internet, it's a big place, and it's becoming bigger all the time. It's a place that connects countries that you would have never thought of. It connects people that would have never thought of being friends before. It is an extremely important place. It is where the next generation is going to probably create the new ideas of politics, economy, environmentalism. It's, we are not there yet. We're still held back by a lot of old ideas. And if these new ideas are birthed in such a negative plane, we're never going to advance as a whole, as a world. And, just a few drops of positivity here and there, holding back the fanboy response, holding back the cries of, oh, this person is just so, the typical fanboy thing of, oh, this person is wrong for the role. Just wrong, shut up. Why is she wrong for the role? Discuss that instead of just being full-on negative. And when someone comes and says, well, how about this? How about that? Go, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about it like that. It would be a better place. But at the end of the day, there's not a lot we can do. This is my little message in the bottle. I'm going to throw it in the ocean. If I can make one person go, you know what? He's right. We should probably be a bit more positive when it comes to my internet, dealings. Cool. I don't expect a lot to happen. But I thought I'd put another Get Ranty up because it's been a while. Web negativity. Don't let it get you down. Yeah, I acted a little bit like an idiot. Okay, that's it. I'm the Disgruntled Monkey, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.